those days where I have to say, welcome back alone. I'm doing this alone, the podcast alone. But this is one of those days where I need someone to talk to about this. Because, what is happening in the GSCS? Okay, let's start off with Team Lunar. We can start off with Team Lunar, right? That is one of the best teams in the league, confirmed. I mean, after all that drama happened, that is how good the level of gameplay is. And especially when they have someone like Brody Bones behind them as coach and potentially player. They are going to be a force to be reckoned with. So, I mean, but starting off with Team Lunar, they are back in business. And you know who that leaves out of business? And that leaves Rift 1 out of business because, a couple of, about a week ago or 2 weeks ago, there was a whole lot of drama that happened where Mellow and Clouds left Team Lunar, and then I think it was Space that ended up coming with them about a day or two later, and someone else might have left Team Lunar as well for Rift 1. Well, they haven't had the greatest results the past couple of days, and the past couple of weeks they haven't had the greatest results. That leaves Adapt and Space, I believe. If you follow the GSCS Instagram or you're active in the GSCS Discord, you'll probably know about this news already, where actually, can we put it on the screen right now? Put the thing on the screen, Tonic. Look at that. Okay, so it reads as follows. I actually can't see the podcast screen, so I have to go back to the Discord so I can read this, or the Instagram as well. It's on the Gaming Spot Championship Instagram. But it says 2 of Rift 1's players have left, and one of them is rumored to go back to Team Lunar. The other is LFT, rumored to be in talks with Comeback and Lunar. And both of those players ended up going to Lunar as of 9 AST PM yesterday evening, as in Thursday, the 20th. And what a crazy... Wow, okay. I mean, you just can't put it any better than that. The drama and 2 of the best players, some of the best players in the league, have gone back to Lunar. And I had talked with Brody earlier today or this morning, and he was really saying, he's really on a high with this, saying that FTP and Adapt are both going to be one of the key pieces for their team, especially when it comes to winning games and having success. So it's going to be good to see. Hopefully we can have him on the podcast, back hosting the podcast, because had a little bit of a schedule issue over the past couple of days, but hopefully we can have him back hosting on the podcast and I can ask him a couple of questions about that. Also, if you want to follow up with a lot of the streams and the games that are happening, show matches that are happening over the next couple of days, and the past as well, come into the GSCS Discord, and they will direct you to Chicken Lung's YouTube and Twitch channel, Brody Bones' Twitch channel, Scribble TTV's Twitch channel, as well as Mizians and a couple of others that stream some of these show matches. And you can go back and look at some of the VODs as well. Also, for the first touch on news, you can also go to the Gaming Spot Champion, the Gaming_Spot_Championship Instagram. Wow, the news is crazy. We spent quite a bit of time on that topic, and both those players are back on Lunar. So what happened? Okay, so now Lunar has them, but now what happens to Rift 1? Because, I mean, they still have Clouds, they still have Mellow, who is known as Typical, but what happens to them in all just being realistic? They lose some of their best players in Adapt and Space. I mean, I've talked with some of the gameplay analysis guys, and he's like, and they were saying that they don't think Clouds is going to be the MVP for this season, and whatnot, on and on, because he definitely is not going to average as much as he did, because they are much more talented teams. He averaged 1.9 goals per game and 1.2 assists per game, which is at one of the highest in the league at the time when he won the championship with Blizzard Esports. But now in Rift 1, it's going to be interesting to see how some of these other teams are playing. And even Caesar, one of the players for Team Comeback and gameplay analysis specialist for the league, was even saying that Rift 1's playstyle is not modern. It's a little bit aged, and he said a couple of things that criticizably corrected Rift 1's playstyle. And now that they're without two of their best players, it's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen and how they can come back from this. And let's get on to our next topic. The preseason date is confirmed. Yes, it is. The preseason dates has been confirmed for February the 13th. They're going to be 2 weeks of preseason. The first week, February the 13th, schedules will be coming out the first week of February. But February the 13th is the first week of the preseason. Second week of the preseason is February the 20th. February the 18th is going to be the last time anyone can enter their team into the league and expect to play in the qualifiers. The teams that do not make it into the qualifiers will be put down into the relegation league in the Annual S server. Thank you for Scrib and the Annual S for hosting the relegation league this season. But next we can go on to Team Combat. Yeah, they're ranked number 1, and that shouldn't be a surprise to anyone. They're ranked number 1. They're 5-0, and they're 18-2 in terms of games. Lucid Esports no longer has an opportunity to break the record that Blizzard Esports set, which was 12 series in a row. We talked about this yesterday on the podcast, but let's go to the podcast team rankings. Brody Bones, Caesar, Taysom, me, all have Team Comeback at number 1. The only person that doesn't is Tonic, Surf, who has not updated his rankings in 2 weeks, and Tonic, who still has Team Annihilation in his top 3, and InSync at number 1. So, I mean, Taysom, for him, Team Comeback is now in 3 or 4 days is number 1 on everyone but 3 people's lists. It is crazy, and they really have played amazing. I would ask to put the highlights, but we did that yesterday. Actually, we can run those highlights again, Tonic. Out just a little bit, because that could have been a big dangerous, but you can't give Caesar this much space to work. Caesar gets the flip place, and Caesar's gonna put all of that Town United on notice. A lot has to be done, to say the least. A lot has to be done for Town to come back into the game, but it's possible. But Devo does not want to let it happen. Double tap! Oh my God! Devo gonna put one in! The dagger for sure for Team Comeback! And I had spoken to Comeback, and I had told them that goal that you guys just saw right there is one of the most RLCS-like goals we have seen in the GSCS so far this 2022 season. But damn, Team Comeback, I'm not surprised that they're ranked number 1. They're one of the best teams in the league, if not the best team in the league. But that leaves out another team that I think everyone's forgot about because they haven't scrimmaged in such a long time, and that is Team Santronics. I am the only person that still has Santronics in the top 2, and Taysom has completely taken them out of the top 8. But let me see what Scrib has them. Scrib has Santronics at number 3. Brody has Santronics at 5. Caesar has them at 6. And Tay doesn't even have them in the top 10. I still have them at number 2. They have not changed. They have the same roster. They're still scrimming. They're still practicing. I don't know why they're being left out as much. Maybe because some of these other teams that they don't think that they can be countered. Like Snaptown Saturn, who is number 5 on Taysom's list, number 4 on mine, number 2 on Caesar's, and number 2 on Brody's. Godline's Purity is actually top 3 in Brody's list. But speaking about Godline's Purity, are they a top 4 team? They looked absolutely amazing in their scrimmage, unofficial scrimmage against Team Comeback, and they are just a force to be reckoned with on the pitch. And I think we might have one of the highlights from. Yep. Okay. Tonic, you can run those highlights.
Honestly, funny story. Me and Koala are kind of like homies. To be honest with you. That was an insane reset.
We're basically making a podcast out of this, and Punk is not liking it. Gets the flip reset and then the touch. The big miss in the midfield. It's a pass down, and speaking, you were mentioning him.
See?
You were mentioning him, and there you go. I think you were right about that one.
Nice little pass from Koala there up off the ceiling. You don't see that.
Evo might have to recover this play. Koala Bears 1v3. Never force up to the sky. I don't know what Never is doing, but that's a pass to Punk. What a play to get the lead with 20 seconds left.
Oh, they just got to play time now. Koala with that fake. That was dirty. And then Punk with the shot.
You can find the link to the Naptown Saturn versus Team Comeback VOD in the show match, in the GSCS show matches channel in the GSCS Discord. You can also find the VOD to that on Scribble_TTV's Twitch channel, and also Brody Bones' Twitch channel as well for the Comeback versus Godlines one. But speaking of Twitch channels, we are getting a new Twitch channel for the GSCS. But talking about that, Godlines is still a top team. I think everyone forgot about them during that stretch where they had not ended up scrimmaging anyone. But talk about not scrimmaging anyone. Lucid played two scrimmages against who last? They played against Comeback twice last night. They really scrimmaged them a lot last night, and they got swept both times, and that took their record out. And currently they're sitting at the number 2 spot, but they will be moved all the way down once it is updated tonight or tomorrow morning by Taysom or Tonic. They did not. I mean, one of their games was was Team Comeback winning 11-0. I think that was a warm-up game by them, but still, damn. That cannot happen. You can see some of the results on the bottom of your screen. Team Comeback 3-0 Insing a couple of days ago. Team Comeback 3-2 Naptown Saturn 2 days ago. Team Comeback 1-3 Godlines 2 days ago. And then yesterday they 3-0 Lucid Esports twice. But it's going to be interesting to see if Lucid are able to bounce back from this, and if they're still at the top level, even if they're still in the top 8 team. I think they'll be winning games against teams like AEG, Team Grand, if they even make the qualifiers. And I don't know how good teams like Lucid Esports, if they get a bad draw in the first round, they might be in the relegation tournament immediately. And you just go see from Lucid being number 1 in the rankings and dominating some of the best teams in the league to not even be competing with the best of the best and competing with the semi-GSCS Masters. So we're gonna have to see how that turns out. But oh boy, I mean, we have a couple of segments coming soon, hopefully, and talk about a couple. I mean, let's talk about the MVP race so far. I mean, the MVP for the GSCS 2020 GSCS 2000 season 6 to season 7 off season. At the moment, in November and October, it was looking like it was going to be coffee, but a lot of these teams came in, and I think Dogtooth is the leader of most people's MVP rankings, and then maybe potentially Clouds, Dogtooth. There is also Devo. I think I'd probably, as of right now, probably put Not Solar as the MVP. He is the person that creates opportunities and then finishes him off in a lot of cases. I mean, he had crazy, Devo to Not Solar, that connection with Devo and Not Solar is so good. And then Devo to Caesar, Solar to Caesar, Solar to Solar to Devo, Solar to Caesar, Caesar to Solar, Caesar to Devo. I mean, that Team Comeback team is scary. And before we go, let's look at a quick analysis video that Taysom did on Team Comeback.
I mean, the thing with team comeback is they just won't give you any space to work with the ball. Okay, now pause it right there. You see how down falling Goose is already in the flip? There's 3 seconds left. He's got a few options. He can either go up to the wall with it, he can pass it, he can do a couple of things with it. But you see right there how Devo just comes out of nowhere and forces down falling Goose to pinch the ball because he sees Devo coming in for the challenge. Now he knows he's got to beat Devo to the ball. If he doesn't beat Devo to the ball, that is game over. And then watch how the rest of this play ends.
Well, now he's gonna have to play to the wall. He gets a big pinch.
Whoa! Evo has the
Solar
ball.
keeps it up.
I like that outro for Taysom's new little segment. But that not only is going to be the end of Taysom's video, that is also going to be the end of this podcast. Peace out, everybody.